Hello and welcome to Speaking Football. My name's Tommy Hay and I'm joined here in Madrid by my friend and colleague Ruben Palomero for episode number 98 of this series. Almost to episode 100, Ruben. Can you believe it? We're two away.
We're very close for
to 100.
100.
A centenary of episodes of Speaking Football. Well, thank you to everyone out there joining Ruben and I in the studio for the next hour from wherever you are in the world. Remember, if you're listening to us on the radio just now, stick around in the next hour after we finish this show to hear more of Richard Balgan with his show La Hora Extra. If you enjoy listening to Richard in the mornings, it's another hour with Richard after us. Lots of interesting things to talk about on today's show. In a few minutes, we'll be having a look at how Xavi has been having a positive impact at Barcelona recently. In the second half of the show, Ruben and I will be challenging each other, as always, with our linguistic expressions. Today we're going to Ireland and the UK.
I love Ireland. And you're going to go to Argentina.
I'm going to go to Argentina for my expression of the day, for our play on words, Juego de Palabras section. We'll then end the show, as always, with our weekly press review. Again, lots to talk about. Atletico Madrid going through against Manchester United. Fantastic win for them. There's also the possibility, we were talking about the possibility yesterday of Thomas Tuchel possibly being a bus driver at Chelsea in the future because of all these restrictions with the Russia situation. So Thomas Tuchel could have a trabajo a tiempo parcial, a part-time job as a bus driver in the next little while. First though, let's begin the programme, as always, by revealing the identity of last week's mystery player.
Mystery player.
Okay, Ruben, those of you listening at home might realise that my voice is a little bit quieter than usual. I've had a bit of a sore throat. How would you say that? Me duele la garganta.
Me duele la garganta.
I have a sore throat, or my throat hurts, is what you
Es
could
muy
say.
importante la pronunciación de garganta. Se
Yes.
parece a muchas palabras en inglés, pero es exactamente
Throat.
throat.
Throat. Very
Throat.
good. Yes, no, there's through and
No es
though
through.
and, no. Throat is how we would say it. So I have a slightly sore throat, so Ruben's going to be doing a lot of the talking today.
Okay.
Clue number one.
Clue number one. The mystery player played in Spain, Argentina and Colombia.
Very good. Spain, Argentina, and Colombia. Number two, he had dual nationality. Now, dual is interesting because dual also means duelo.
Duelo.
If you're in football, you talk about duelos on the pitch. We say duels, one-to-one
Sí,
duels.
atento a la pronunciación, que no es dul.
Mm-hmm.
No es ju, es como una...
Como una joya.
Ju.
It's actually the same pronunciation. Jewel, Jewel, is joya. And duel is duelo. And the pronunciation is identical. It's the same thing. So this guy had dual nationality. It means tenía doble nacionalidad.
Doble
Dual nationality. Number three, Ruben.
There was once a controversy surrounding his transfer to a club.
Very good. So there was a controversy, or there was once a controversy surrounding, we would say. Surrounding is like acerca de, or por, relacionado con.
Relacionado con.
That's it. Surrounding his transfer to a club.
Yo tenía un equipo que tenía doble surround.
Double surround.
Surround.
On the television, no?
No, on the radio.
On the radio, double surround. Okay.
Doble surround.
That's it. Okay. So surround, if you say surrounding something, it's like acerca de, relacionado
Alrededor.
con.
Era como que tú escuchabas la música por todos los lados. Double
Okay.
surround.
That's it, yeah. Rodear is to surround. That's
Te
true.
rodeaba la música.
Exactly. Very interesting. So there's once a controversy, una polémica, surrounding his transfer to a club, a very famous controversy as well, here in Spain. Number four, in Spain, he managed Elche, Valencia, Rayo, and Castellón. So I think he liked that part of the world. They obviously liked the Valencian community quite a bit. Elche, Valencia, Rayo, and Castellón. Very good. And Real Madrid as well. He managed
Yeah.
Real Madrid. In fact, he was the manager when Aberdeen won the Recopa, the Cup Winners' Cup. When Alex Ferguson was the Aberdeen manager, this guy was the manager of Real Madrid. There's a lot of interesting stories about that final, actually. I'll tell one in a second. Clue number five.
And the last one is he was kidnapped in Venezuela.
Very good. He was kidnapped in Venezuela. Secuestrado.
Secuestrado.
He was kidnapped in Venezuela. Who was our mystery player?
Yeah,
By the way?
our mystery player was Alfredo Di Stéfano.
Very good. Do we have the original photo without the chapa, without the logo?
Of course.
We're going to see the great man, Mr. Di Stefano, playing. It looks like he's playing on the right wing there, and I think that might be the Hampden final, possibly.
Maybe.
The famous final against Eintracht Frankfurt. My grandfather was at that game. He remembers it. He still talks about it. Saw the great Real Madrid team with Del Sol, Puskás, Di Stefano, obviously, Paco Gento, all these guys. Amancio as well, I think, was there
Amancio.
from the Galician player. He saw all of these guys. I'm very jealous of my granddad for having seen all of these guys. Did we have many winners this week, Ruben?
Well, there's not a lot of them. For example, CBP, que CBP últimamente no se equivoca, dice Alfredo Stefano, Di Stefano, Laulé, la saeta rubia. También Víctor Alex García nos dice, The anonymous player is Don Alfredo Di Stefano, which was very easy. I always listen to this podcast and enjoy it about all subjects. Congratulations.
Thank you very
Mauro
much.
nos dice la saeta rubia, Alfredo Di Stefano. Y la verdad que no hemos tenido mucho más acertantes.
Well, Jose Ramon, of course, got the correct answer as well in La Val del Show. Thank you very much for having made Mr. Palomero, Ruben, submit a pretty easy question on this week's Mystery Player. The answer is Alfredo Di Stefano, La Saeta Rubia. Saeta, what is saeta? Is it an arrow? Is
No,
that a
no,
type of-
la saeta es una composición musical.
Ah, okay. Right, so it's a type of musical composition. I'm gonna look that up on Word Reference. In English, his nickname was the blonde arrow. Now arrow is flecha.
Ah, bueno, también puede ser. Claro,
That's
puede
it.
ser también eso, claro.
Ah, okay.
supuesto.
Yeah, la flecha project. Yeah. So it's the same. So it's a
Sí,
type of,
sí, claro.
and it's also a musical composition.
Que puede ser varias cosas, claro.
en
Sería
English-
más bien por ser una flecha, ¿no?
Ah, okay. Yeah, canto en procesiones is a saeta as well.
Sí.
Ah, sacred song. And we say saeta in English as well. I'm just an ignorant person musically. I know about football. I don't know too much about music. But yeah, the blonde arrow was what we called
Sí.
Di Stefano. Jose Ramon says that he met Alfredo Di Stefano at the Mindoro Hotel in Castellón. He said to him, Don Alfredo, I still remember quite well the famous delantera. Delantera in English is the forward line, is what we would
The
say.
forward line.
The forward line, formed by Canario, Del Sol, Di Stefano, Puskás, and Gento. And he answered, Amigo, ya he oído mucho desde entonces. So it's been a long time. Ha llovido mucho. You say, God, that was many moons ago. we
Many
would say.
moons.
Many
Me decís
moons.
hace muchas lunas.
Hace muchas lunas. Ha llovido mucho. Yeah.
Many moons.
It was
ago.
many moons ago. Yeah, it was a long, long time ago. But there are people who still remember it. My granddad remembers it well. And I think Aberdeen fans as well in Scotland remember of course, they remember the famous final against Real Madrid. There was a little story about that. Alex Ferguson said he was talking to the Celtic manager, the old Celtic manager, Jock Stein, who had won the European Cup with Celtic against Inter Milan. And he said, have you got any advice, algún consejo? Have you got any advice, something I can do before the game? He said, buy Di Stefano a bottle of whiskey and give it to him before the game. So he did it. He bought I think it was Johnny Walker, a bottle of Johnny Walker whiskey. And he gave it, he said, Mr. Di Stefano, this is a gift, un regalo. This is a gift from the people of Scotland. And Di Stefano was very confused. He was like, okay. And it was to establish the mentality of, we're just a little team and you are the great Real Madrid and, it's going to be easy for you.
All
And,
techniques, no?
Mental techniques. And it worked. And obviously Aberdeen won the final. The rest is history. 2-1. Juanito scored a penalty in the final. But Aberdeen were by far the best team, and they won the final. And it was a great day for Scottish football. Not so good for Di Stefano, but he had lots of other good days. Anyway, congratulations to everyone who took part and got the correct answer. We're going to move on to our first section of today's programme, which is, of course, our football cliché of the day.
They started in the front foot.
Cliche of the day.
Okay, now, our cliche of the day section is when we talk about a footballing cliche that I like, more or less, is what I do. I choose one that I like, and there are millions of football cliches.
Yeah, there are a lot of them. The idea is to learn one per episode.
Yeah, one per episode. It's like we could literally have 100 more episodes and we would not run out of cliches because we love a cliche in football. Now, the last few weeks we've been looking at English clubs. We've been looking at Leeds, Everton, who else? Crystal Palace. And this week we decided to go a little bit closer to home to Catalonia, where Xavi has been bringing the feel-good factor back to Barcelona. Now, I love this expression, the feel-good factor. You can see an article here by Graham Hunter. He's a Scottish journalist. He's an Aberdeen supporter, actually. but he lives and works in Barcelona, and his specialist subject is Barcelona Football Club. And he's written an article about how Xavi has restored Barcelona's competitive edge, and it made me think about this cliche, the feel-good factor. Have you ever heard this in English?
The feel-good factor, ¿no? Es
Feel
como
good.
el factor de sentirse optimista, ¿no?
Sí, de sentirse bien.
Well, in fact, Laporte is very optimistic.
Mm-hmm.
And
He's an optimistic
he's
person.
optimistic person. He's
Yeah.
very happy and is the kind of person who can see the glass
Half
half full. How do you
Yeah,
say?
very
Half
good.
full?
Yeah, you could say he's a glass half full person. You could
Yeah.
say. But I think part of this is because of Xavi. Xavi's doing a good job at Barcelona, and you hear people saying that there is a feel-good factor around Barcelona, is what you say. There's a feel-good factor around the place, around a certain place. So I could say there's a feel-good factor around Barcelona, and we use it a lot in football. If si el equipo está en una buena racha, if the team's on a good run, there's a certain positivity about things.
Yeah.
And I think that's the case at Barcelona, no? Do you have any idea about why there's a feel-good factor at Barcelona? You mentioned Laporta, but Xavi, what's Xavi
obviously, I think for big teams, I think it's very important to have a very charismatic coach
doing?
because it's very important. Not only because you have to master the bench, but also you have to send a positive message.
Yeah.
And I think it's very important for Barcelona. They've been signed very well.
Yeah, so they've been signing very well. And fichado. They've been signing
very well.
Yeah, it's true. Who have they signed? Ferran
Yeah, with Ferran Torres, Aubameyang,
Aubameyang, true.
and Traoré.
Yep. Traoré.
I remember in the first part of the league, they are playing with Dest in the right side.
True, yep.
Memphis, but he was injured. He got injured, and he doesn't play a lot. With Demir,
Yeah,
very
that's
young
true.
people. So it's very difficult to be a competitive team if you are playing with that kind of players.
Yeah, exactly. Players that don't have experience playing with kids, or as who was the manager of Espanyol a few years ago? Pipiolos. Used the word pipiolos. Yeah,
Pipiolos.
Kids.
You can play with kids.
You're playing with kids, so it's good that they've brought in a little bit of experience to this side. I think that makes a very good. That's a very good point. Yeah, when I saw Barcelona playing in El Clásico, and back in October, it seemed that they didn't really have much of an identity. You know, it seemed like they were. Everybody knew that they were going to lose that game against Real Madrid, but now I think they have this feel-good factor about them, and a lot of it comes from the signings that Xavi has made, and who knows, maybe the positivity of Laporta as well has been a good factor in terms of the team. Very, very good. So the feel-good factor, write to us in on Twitter. Is there a feel-good factor in your life? You could say there's a feel-good factor in my company just now. There's a feel-good factor in the country, for example, you could say. You can say absolutely anything for feel-good factor, but it is a great football cliche as well. That's something that we say a lot. Very good. Now, it's once again that time of the week where Ruben and I are going to test each other. We're going to test each other's skill as linguists, as language learners, and that means it's time for our section that we call Play on Words.
Play on Words.
Okay, Ruben, was it a draw last week or was it a...
You're going to decide today.
I can't remember. Who won last week?
I decided who start last time.
Okay.
But it's your turn. You have decided you want to start or I start.
I'm going to start today because today is a very special day. It's the 17th of... Well, when we're recording this, it's the 17th of March. What day is it today?
St. Patrick's Day.
It's St. Patrick's Day. So I've decided, in honour of St. Patrick, the patron saint of Ireland, I'm going to start with an Irish football expression, I think for the first time.
Irish football expression.
Yeah, so a very common thing, and they use it for also outside of football as well, this expression. I love this expression when Irish people say
we are going to check. The expression is different gravy.
Different gravy.
Gravy?
Exactly. Now, first of all, what is gravy? Any idea?
Puede ser un false friends, pero gravedad no es, ¿no? No es diferente gravedad. Gravy is something like a sauce, ¿no?
It's a type of sauce.
Un tipo de salsa, ¿no?
It's a type of sauce.
Diferente salsa.
Salsa. It's salsa espesa, or it's you also see jugo de carne, so it's the juice that comes off the meat when you're cooking. If you make a Sunday roast, for example, which is typical in Ireland and in Britain. It's not just Britain. The Irish have Sunday roast as well. It's the jugo de carne, the sort of juice.
Es el jugo de la carne, ¿no? Pero es diferente, la expresión es un diferente jugo.
Well, it's not really jugo. We're not talking about anything literal here. Okay, that's a clue. It's nothing to do with that. But if you say something is different gravy, it just means I'm trying to think.
Well,
Would you want an example?
Yeah, I'm going to ask you an example because I want to find out the meaning of this expression.
Different gravy. Okay, an example would be he has been different gravy, for example.
He has been different gravy, and that is the information I have for that. This is okay.
Okay, I'll make it more specific. that pass was different gravy.
Ese pase fue un diferente jugo.
Sí, diferente
Okay,
jugo.
I think it's something special. So if you say different gravy, for example, in Spain we have an expression, es algo así como que tiene como diferente calidad, ¿no? Que es algo diferente, como que es diferente, parece lo mismo, pero no, tiene algo especial.
Tiene algo especial. You're on the right track there. You say
So, for example, if you want to talk about a new young player, and you can tell, he has different gravy. ¿No? Es algo como diciendo, tiene calidad. O sea, Gavi o Valverde en el Madrid, different gravy. Es como, parece lo mismo, pero son algo más.
Yo diría que sí. Yo diría que es como otro nivel.
Otro nivel,
está otro
¿no?
nivel.
Como está...
Fantastic.
¡Eh! Empiezo bien.
You always get some really difficult ones here. Yeah, so different gravy. It's interesting as well. If you look at word reference, they've also said that different gravy could be like un chollo or una ganga, like a bargain. I've never heard it in that context, but like it's true that when you're talking about like somebody who's on another level in some aspect, you say, "Oh, that's different gravy." Like I'll give you the example. The other day, I was with some friends. Last weekend, I was with some friends in a restaurant, and there's one guy who he has quite a lot of money, and he invites you to food and beers and things like that. And I remember he was like giving us money, buying us drinks and things. And one of the Irish boys said, "It's like that's just different gravy. That's incredible, different gravy. Like thanks, thank you. That's different gravy." So it was very funny. But yeah, we use it in football as well. Algo de mucha calidad. That pass was different gravy. That shot was different gravy.
Different gravy.
There we go.
I'm going to use that. I like it.
Use it with Fitz. He'll absolutely love it.
I'm going to tell you now.
Yeah.
Because I've been talking with him this morning and going to do, hey, Grave, I love your green pullover. He's wearing today.
Oh
obviously.
yeah, he's wearing a green pullover.
Yeah, that's level. Different gravy.
Different gravy.
I'm going to do it.
He's going to love it.
I'm going to do it. Okay, we are going to do with my first word. It's your opportunity to draw to tie it, okay?
Yep.
We can go to Spain or to Argentina. Where do you want to go?
Well, I'm going to start with Spain today. I decided to go
Spain.
close to home.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go to Spain.
What the Spanish word is Zamorana.
Zamorana.
Who is a Zamorana? Is a girl from Zamora? Maybe. Yes, she's too, but not in a football context.
So a Zamorano is a man from Zamora, and a Zamorana is a woman from Zamora.
So Zamora is the province, the city in Castilla y León.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The girls from Zamora, they are Zamoranas. But in football, it has another meaning.
Okay. So one possible meaning is a woman from Zamora who plays football. Another possible meaning, Zamorana. Now, I am going to guess that it's nothing really to do with the geographical location. It's nothing related to the place.
I'm going to give you a very important clue for you.
Yep.
Is the name has a relation with a football player.
Yes.
Called?
Zamora.
Yes.
A goalkeeper.
Yes, the goalkeeper. Very good. I thought you were going to talk about the Chilean guy.
No.
No, but it's Zamora, Ricardo Zamora.
There was also an English football player called Bobby Zamora. He played for West Ham. I used to really like watching Bobby Zamora, but he's English. He must have had that Spanish family or something. But
maybe it's a family from Ricardo Zamora.
Possibly. Maybe way back.
You never know.
That's where they were from, Bobby Zamora.
He's a goalkeeper too. If your surname is Zamora, maybe you're going to be a goalkeeper.
Possibly, yeah. I think it's going down that line. Can I tell you a funny anecdote about Zamora, Bobby Zamora? there's a very famous cántico, a very famous chant in English
I
football,
love the chant, the English chants.
which is Zamora was going through a bad run of games. We say sequía de goles, a goal drought.
Drought, yeah.
Okay. Do you remember how to say, like, si estás, like, mandarlo a Cuenca, sort of
Sí,
thing?
sí.
You
The
say
rosette.
Rosette, okay.
Rosette.
So there was a chant. It was, when the ball hits your head and you're sat in row Z, that's Zamora, okay? So basically, if you're in the back row and the ball hits you in the head, it's because Zamora has hit the shot and he's nowhere near the goal. He's like really, really bad. Now, he was a good player, but he just had a terrible goal drought. Sequía de goles. He had a terrible goal drought. But yeah, they made up they made that chant, when the ball hits your head and you're sat in Rosette, that's Zamora.
That's Zamora.
But it's nothing to do with that. I think it's something related to goalkeepers. And Zamora was pardon me. A lot of people think that Zamora was the best ever Spanish goalkeeper, probably before
he's one of the
Casillas.
most important goalkeeper. In fact, the goalkeeper in La Liga who received less goals, the award is called
The Zamora Prize. So I think I'm going to guess that Zamorana, is it like un paradón? Like a save? Like a really good save?
No.
Oh, man.
No. It's an art. It's an action. Who did Zamora? And it's the only player, the only goalkeeper I've ever seen that. Because it's really strange. Nacho, do you know what a Zamorana is? Yeah.
What's that?
Moving your elbow.
Moving your elbow.
Clear the ball with your elbow.
Who does that?
Nobody.
That was it.
And it's very strange, really. But a Zamorana is when a goalkeeper, because Zamora did it alone, in all football. But he usually cleared the ball away with his elbow.
That's interesting. Maybe it's because it was back in the days where if you wore gloves, you could break your hand. You know, you could break a bone in your hand if you tried to punch it like the goalkeepers do now. Salir de puños. If you tried to punch the ball back in those days, you would probably have problems with that. Yeah, that's why he did it with his elbow.
No.
But it's a very difficult technique.
It's very strange.
Yeah.
In fact, there is not any goalkeepers doing that.
No, I doubt it.
If you see something do it, this action right now, maybe
it would be very strange.
Yeah, because you use the punch, you try to block it,
Yeah,
but you don't use your elbow in order to clear it away.
but that's what
But
Zamora
that's
did.
a Zamorana is.
Some of these guys are geniuses, and they create different ways of doing things. So it's really interesting. That's really interesting. Zamorana, well done. That's a really good one. I was gonna say I'm gonna use it, but if nobody does it, it's a thing to use.
Well, don't worry. I think you're going to have the opportunity because we have two new words. An Argentinian word in my case and a British one for you.
Yeah, British
Okay.
are generic word, but I think we're gonna have a quick break first. No, We'll have a
Yeah, I
quick break for
think
about
we are going to.
what, 5 or 7 minutes. Okay, well,
we are going
well,
to wait fair because
okay.
we are going to review. We are going to review what we've learned because
Okay.
the first one is an Irish word. It's different gravy. Gravy is a kind of jugo.
Especially.
And you can use that expression, that Irish expression, when you have to say something is another level.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this player is very good, different gravy.
Yeah, es la leche.
Sí, es la leche, un
Es
poco,
la leche.
¿no?
You say he's the
Es
milk.
otro nivel, es otro nivel.
Otro nivel.
Otro nivel.
Yeah.
You want to say otro nivel, you can say different gravy. And if you heard the word Zamorana, it's because the goalkeeper cleared, despejar, ¿vale? To clear
the ball.
away or clear the ball with your elbow, con tu codo.
Codo. So
Con tu
en vez
codo.
de salir de puños, salía
Salía con el codo.
con el codo.
Sí, Nacho lo sabía.
Very, very
Cuando le hemos
strange.
dicho Zamorana, ha sacado ya el codo ahí.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ha sacado el codo.
There's a very famous photo of Zamora. I think he's saving a penalty or something, and you can see that there's like smoke from the ground, like parece humo. It looks like smoke from the ground, but I think it's polvo. I think it's dust from the ground.
Eso pasaba mucho.
But it's a very famous image of Zamora, but I don't know if that's a save or if he's doing the famous elbow clearance.
Because it's very difficult because there are not a lot of videos in that last years, but they are using that, and it's very common to see the Zamorana because it's the way you do that.
That's it, yeah. Well, different gravy is honestly, today's St. Patrick's Day, it's a fantastic expression. Definitely use it with Fitz. If you have any Irish friends that you're listening to, use that in the same way that Spanish people would say la leche. So you can say, Bruce Springsteen. Bruce Springsteen's different gravy.
Sí,
Yeah?
otro nivel diría yo también, ¿no? Otro nivel. Es como, es que este no se puede comparar con nosotros. Different gravy.
Different gravy.
Different gravy.
That's it. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Really, really good. We're going to have a quick break, and I'm going to try and torment Ruben with another expression, a British expression, which hopefully he'll get wrong, and I will have a chance to equalise, empatar. Stick around for the next 5 minutes. Okay, welcome back to the programme. Now, we're still with our play on words section, Juego de Palabras, where we try to guess each other's, adivinar, guess. We try to guess each other's football expressions from different countries. We just had an Irish expression, different gravy, which means ser la leche, to be different gravy. Estar a otro nivel.
Otro nivel.
And I learned the expression the Zamorana, which is sort of salir.
Using your elbow and clear the ball away.
Use your elbow to clear the ball away, but I had no idea that anybody ever did that, to be honest. But it's there you go. This is the thing, we learn footballing history, and it's a really interesting thing that somebody would do, to clear the ball with your.
Porque en inglés no hay una palabra, ¿no?
No, I'd say to clear the ball with your elbow. But I've never seen anybody do that. You know, to clear the ball, you can say to punch the ball. Which
Punch
is,
con los puños.
Yeah, salir de puños.
Punch.
To come out and punch the ball. But we would never say to clear the ball with your elbow.
¿Y si la despejas con la rodilla?
Ooh, good one. I'd maybe say to knee the ball away.
To knee the ball away. So you can say the elbow ball away.
To elbow the ball away. Yeah, but just why would you do that? Obviously, it worked for him, though, because he was a fantastic goalkeeper. But yeah, fantastic.
Grande Ricardo Zamora.
I'm going to try and look for a video of this, because I'm struggling. Me está costando. I'm struggling to imagine it at the moment. Right.
Your turn.
Let's go.
Your turn. And you're going to use to turn, no? To turn someone inside out.
Very good.
Oh, Inside Out is the Disney film.
That's right. It's to do with emotions, no?
Yeah.
Is it called Inside Out in Spanish?
No, en español se llamó Del Revés.
Del revés.
Pobre el que tuvo que traducir eso, ¿eh?
Yeah, del revés.
Inside Out, how you are going to translate it?
So,
Del Revés.
One of my favorite translations is The Sound of Music. In Spanish, for some reason, you've decided to call it Sonrisas y Lágrimas.
Sonrisas y lágrimas.
And in Latin America, I think it's La Monja Rebelde, is what they call it.
Really?
Which for me is a spoiler, because it tells you exactly what happens. La Monja Rebelde. Okay, you know that the monja, the nun, is going to rebel. The rebel nun. Anyway, but yes,
Okay.
to turn someone inside out. So, first of all, what does to turn mean?
Okay, to turn es girar. Bueno, de hecho, el regate de Chris es de Chris Turn.
The turn.
The turn.
Exactly.
Es como que girar. Y esto puede ser un regate. ¿No?
Mm-hmm.
Puede ser un regate.
Or darle la vuelta as well.
Darle la vuelta. To turn, o sea, girar a alguien inside out. A ver, inside es el interior del pie.
If you're looking at me, well, yeah, the inside of the foot.
Inside.
Yeah, the interior.
Y out es como el interior hacia afuera.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My first impression, but I'm going to ask you a sentence, it
Okay.
could be a kind of dribble.
Mm-hmm.
Inside out, for example, you move in your inside with the boot and then try to dribble out in the other way.
Yeah, like Robin. Arjen Robin used to do it for Bayern Munich, or Ribery as well used to do it.
It's a way to dribble, no?
You could say that. No.
No, it's not, okay? Tell me the sentence.
Okay, for example, Robin, Arjen Robin,
Iron Robin.
used to turn fullbacks inside out. Used to turn the
A
fullback.
los laterales les gira inside out.
Now, inside out, the reason... pardon me, my throat is very bad today. The reason I said that I did this is because if you wear your shirt inside out, it's like al revés.
Quitártelo del revés.
Yeah.
O sea, si te quitas la camiseta del revés, dirías...
No, it wouldn't be quitarse. It would be to wear it inside
O sea,
out.
llevarlo al revés.
Sí.
You can use inside out when you are going to put on your... to close.
Yep. But it's the wrong way. For
Oye, al
example...
final es del revés, inside out, ¿eh?
Del revés, yeah, exactly. So like that, okay? Imagine you have
O
your
sea,
shirt like
ponerles
this.
del revés.
Yeah, ponerles
Es
del
una
revés.
forma, puede ser una forma de decir que les ha dejado tirados del regate que les ha hecho. Se han quedado del revés.
It's usually a process, I would say. So, like, for example, he used to turn them inside out means he used to... I would say it's a general thing, which means, like, tormentar. You know, this
O sea, que
sort
te
of,
vuelve loco, ¿no? Una forma de
torturar.
que te está torturando.
torturar.
Está torturando.
Torturar a un jugador, I would say.
No lo sabía. Ponme un negativo, Nacho.
Oh,
No lo
I'm
sabía.
sorry. He was close. He was close, wasn't
This
he?
was close because I was thinking that it was something related with the dribble.
Yeah, that's
Because
it.
I was talking about inside, moverlo el interior del pie, inside out. Pero
Yeah.
es como una forma de...
Te torturaron.
Te está torturando.
That's it, yeah.
Okay.
And we say like to torment.
Don't tear me inside out. O sea, no me tortures. El lateral le podría haber dicho a Robin, don't tear me inside out, please.
Yeah, but I don't think Robin would care.
No?
I think he'd say, okay, thank you.
Okay.
But no, like, you could say that as well. You could say he's turning him inside out, or she's turning her inside out. Yeah, I was watching. I watched the women's Clásico at the weekend there,
Yeah.
Barcelona against Madrid, and Alexia Potey, yes, is very good at turning people inside out because she's two-footed, ambidiestra. She's two-footed, so she can go either way,
Yep.
and she turns people inside out. She's very good at it. Messi turns people inside out,
Yeah.
or more in the past than nowadays. But this idea of being able to dribble somebody, dribble around somebody,
Sí,
and
cuando
torment
un
somebody.
jugador está en una posición del campo siendo clave y está desbordando constantemente a tu defensor, you can say he's turning whatever inside out.
Yeah, exactly. He's turning the defender
He
inside
turned
out.
the defender inside out.
Yeah, exactly.
Te
Exactly.
está atormentando. Oye, genial.
Tormentando.
We are going to learn a new expression to turn someone inside out. Well, we are going to learn my last one. You had
Okay.
the opportunity to tie.
I have the opportunity to tie the match. No pressure at all.
And today we are going to go to Argentina.
Argentina. He can't help but do the accent, can he? He has to do the Argentina.
I need to say, well, I had to make my accent. Well, the word, it's a verb.
Okay.
It's a verb. And the verb is bartolear.
Bartolear.
¿Qué es bartolear?
no,
¿Qué será bartolear?
no podemos bartolear pelotas.
No podemos bartolear pelotas.
Okay, bartolear.
Bartolear. En Argentina, ¿qué significa bartolear?
Oh,
Nacho parece que no lo sabe.
he's
Se-
not
No,
sure.
no.
I'm always worried when I look at Nacho and he's got absolutely no idea what the hell Ruben is talking about. That's a worrying thing.
Bartolear. Pero voy a lanzar pistas
Okay.
que pueden ser para ayudarte o para incluso confundirte más.
Normalmente es para
There
confundirme
is an
más.
expression in Spanish we says tirarse a la Bartola.
Ah. Now, that
Lo
is-
cual no quiere decir que te esté ayudando, simplemente que existe. Tirarse a la Bartola. Mira, Nacho sí que sabes lo que es tirarse a la Bartola.
that's to lay down, no? It's to be lazy sort of
Sí,
thing.
es como estoy aquí tumbado.
Yeah,
No
exactly.
tengo nada que hacer.
Yeah,
Tirarse a la Bartola, Bartolomé, viene todo por ahí, ¿eh?
It's like when you're on holiday and you don't have to work, you can do that, no? You can,
Sí, ¿qué tienes que hacer? Nada, me voy a estar tirando a la Bartola.
to
Que no
lay,
tengo nada, I don't have anything to do.
I'll teach you how to say that in English. So obviously we say to be lazy is ser un vago, o ser
Sí.
perezoso. But if you say if you want to say tirarse a la Bartola, it's like to laze around. You could say L-A-Z-E, to laze.
Laze around.
Yeah, interesting. Now, bartolear.
¿Qué es bartolear?
No podemos bartolear.
No podemos bartolear pelotas. ¿Qué estamos haciendo si decimos que no podemos bartolear pelotas?
So I think it's probably something negative
Yes.
because it's no
Of
podemos
course,
hacer
no
esto.
podemos, obviamente es que es negativo.
It's something negative.
Negative.
And it must be something to do with possession, perhaps, in that right direction.
Yeah, could be. Por ejemplo, estuve hablando con uno de nuestros profesores argentinos, Nacho Banini,
Oh, of
y
course.
le dije, hoy, today in the program, I'm going to teach the meaning of bartolear. He was laughing. I
Yeah,
think
he liked it.
He's still laughing.
Well, so they would say that bartolear, but because it doesn't fit with the tirarse a la Bartola thing, the idea of lazing around. Unless you'd be thinking of like to be lazy in possession of the ball. Is it maybe like regalar, like to gift the ball away, to give it away, to be careless?
There is a lot of meanings. Maybe could be one,
I think it, like to be lazy in possession, to be careless,
but not really. No.
to be careless.
No, in the real meaning is not that.
Am I getting half a point for being in the right direction? Could you give me another example? Could you be generous? Because today's St. Patrick's Day. I'm not Irish or anything, but can you be nice to me? on
Ese
St.
jugador
Patrick's
es
Day?
bartolea la pelota. Siempre bartolea la pelota.
Oh man, nah, you've got me there. I think it's obviously something negative, but like fallar, maybe.
No,
Fallar.
I'm going to tell you the meaning. Dicho de un jugador que rechaza la pelota despreocupándose del destino de esta y que es incapaz de darle un destino correcto a la pelota en un pase largo. es en la torpe negligencia al manejar un asunto, por ejemplo, o el remate de un jugador de fútbol que en lugar de apuntar al arco, no hace más que patear la pelota a la tribuna.
Right, okay,
O sea,
yeah.
das un patadón y no va a ningún lado, le das un pelotazo y...
That would be to be careless.
Yeah,
as I
because
said, to be
I
careless, I would
was
say.
waiting for that you said when you threw the ball, whatever,
Yeah, okay, so to kick it anywhere.
to kick anywhere.
To
yeah.
lump it.
To lump
You could say lump it. I
Pero
think
vamos, es no tratar bien la pelota, no saber,
okay. Yeah,
no dar un buen
exactly.
pase, no, cosas así.
To be careless, to lump it, to just be not very accurate.
No,
To be not very accurate. Yeah,
yeah.
I would say that. To be clumsy. To be clumsy in
Yeah, a bit
possession.
clumsy.
To said torpe, yeah, to be clumsy in possession. I think maybe half a point for me there. To get
Okay,
half.
half.
I've still lost anyway. I've still lost. It doesn't matter.
Today
Lost,
was a difficult word. Huh?
Yeah, that's it. Nacho, can I get an applause? Maybe not a point. Then. That's it. Okay. A consolation prize. So congratulations, Ruben. You're once again the champion of this week. 1 point to half a point. I'm getting closer. Well, really, really good. I've learned a lot from that section. Really, really excellent. And remember to say different gravy. Yeah, I said la leche to be different gravy.
Different gravy.
Yeah, that's it. Bruce Springsteen
Different
is
gravy.
different gravy. It's
Different
unbelievable. Very good. Okay, now we're going to move on to the next section of today's show where we talk about what's been happening in the world of football. And that means that it's time for our press review.
Press review.
Okay, it's been a really good week for Spanish football, I would say. We had Villarreal.
Yes.
Amazing achievement. Absolutely amazing achievement to win 3-0 away from home.
Yeah,
at Juventus.
the first half was difficult and really did a great match. But, well, then they showed that they are an important team and be careful with it.
That's it, exactly. It's not just the English teams that are dominating. I think
Yeah.
the Spanish teams, and to knock out Juventus is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
I think maybe the just as big a result was our first article. We can see it second from the left. Simeone conquers England once again.
Wow, conquista. Simeone conquista Inglaterra una vez más.
Yeah, that's it. And it says another unforgettable victory for Atleti. Unforgettable.
Inolvidable,
Inolvidable.
¿no? Una victoria inolvidable.
That's it. And they have had a few unforgettable victories. I think Chelsea a few years ago, maybe in 2014, I think that was. Obviously, the famous Anfield victory right before the coronavirus stopped everything in 2020. This is another great English night for Atletico Madrid.
Well, in my opinion, Manchester United was the easier team.
Oh, yeah.
English team.
Of the three.
Because
Of the
Chelsea
three, yeah.
is, I think, very dangerous. Liverpool, more dangerous even. And Manchester City, my favorite for this Champions League.
Exactly. Yeah, I think City are and Liverpool.
It was very strange.
fantastic.
Pogba is not playing in the start 11.
Yeah.
Cavani in the play last minute. Well, because Cavani is very old.
Yeah.
But it's very strange team. Manchester United is very strange.
A good expression in English, no hay por dónde cogerlo.
No hay por dónde cogerlo,
We would
no.
say they're all over the place.
They're not different gravy.
No, they're not different
They're
gravy.
not different gravy.
They're different something, but they're not different gravy. But yeah, we would say that they're all over the place. No hay por dónde cogerlo. You can say that about a person as well. He's all over the place. She's all over the place. Really, really good. Fantastic result for Atletico. How would you say fuera de casa? Fuera de casa.
Away
Good. Away
leg.
Away leg, yeah.
Partido fuera de casa.
That's it, yeah, the away leg. Or you could just say to win away from home.
Away from home.
That's it, away from home. So a fantastic victory away from home. Another really fun kind of story, and I think we have a little audio of this as well. Thomas Tuchel, you can see on, where are we? Yeah, it's the second from the right, the article. He makes a brilliant 7-seater bus vow in response to Chelsea crisis. So obviously Chelsea have a lot of sanctions because of the situation with Russia and the Russian owner. I think we have a little audio that we can play of Thomas Tuchel talking, describing the situation of the team bus and the travel.
My last information is that we have a plane, but and we can go by plane and can go back by plane. If not, we go by train. If not, we go by bus. If not, I drive a 7-seater, honestly. I will do.
That's it. So obviously they don't have a budget, no tienen presupuesto. They don't have a budget, or it's a very reduced budget for the away games. So the question is, how do they pay for transport and everything like that? And there was a very real question of how are they going to get to Lille? How are they going to get to France? So he said, I think we have a plane, but if we need to take a train, we'll take a train. If we need to take a bus, we'll take a bus. And if I have to drive a 7-seater is like a very small, you'd probably say furgoneta sort of thing.
Ah, sí.
Yeah, like a small van.
Small van.
He said, if we have to drive in a van, I'll drive it. Yeah,
I was reading that Pilicueta said that he can pay for it.
Yeah.
If necessary.
Yeah.
It's a very difficult situation for Chelsea players.
Exactly. And the hotel. What hotel do they stay in? These guys are used to the luxury.
If the van is big, you can sleep on it.
Yeah, it's true. It's true, but a 7-seater isn't very big, so. But I thought it was absolutely fantastic that Tuchel I think he's doing a really good job. It's obviously a very complicated
but you can bend
situation.
The seat. You can bend the seat and sleep.
You can bend the seat.
I've done that several times.
I did it once. I took a bus from Brussels to Glasgow once.
Mm-hmm.
That was a long journey. I think it was most of a day, but thankfully, gracias a Dios, thank God, you could recline the seat and relax a little bit. So, yeah, Chelsea went through. They qualified against Lille, and it was no problem. So the team are staying very professional despite all of the circo, the circus around the team. Another article on the left. This was a crazy story. Did you see that the PSG players were being booed? Remember, booed. So boos are abucheos, ¿no?
Ah, yeah, of course. To be able to boo. Es muy onomatopéyico en inglés.
Boo.
Está muy bien. To boo es abuchear.
Because you say boo like that.
To knock es golpear la puerta.
That's it.
No?
To knock.
This is great.
Lots of onomatopoeia. So, yes, the Paris Saint-Germain players were being booed, including Messi, which was absolutely incredible.
No, especially Messi and Neymar.
Yeah.
However, Mbappé not.
Because why?
Because they think there is a small hope he stays.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly.
That's the reason.
I think that's the thing. They're trying to praise him, alabar. They're trying to praise him as much as possible. But yeah, it's incredible. We're booing Messi and Neymar, and I think this is the thing. The PSG fans, if you read this article, it's in the Guardian newspaper by Jonathan Liu. I think that's how you pronounce his name. It talks about this issue of the super clubs in Europe and how the fans feel a little bit abandoned. They don't feel like they're supporters of the club. They feel like they're customers, And this has created a disconnect between una brecha, a gap between the directors and the people who run the club and also the fans. It's a very, very interesting article. If you want to practice your English, I recommend this. It's called Pursuit of Happiness, the Problem with Supporting One of Football's Super Clubs. That's my recommended article of the week. And the very last article is on the right-hand side. It's a short article about Julian Lopetegui.
Lopetegui.
Also in the article. I love this. I'm learning some Basque. Now, I'm going to try and pronounce this. Aricha Sotzailia.
What language are you talking?
That is, I believe, a stone lifter.
Ah, yeah, because his father did it.
Yeah, so his father was a stone lifter. I don't levantar piedras.
Sí, levantamiento de piedras es muy común en el País Vasco.
That's it, yeah. So I believe Aricha Sotzailia. Okay, I'm sorry about my pronunciation if that's wrong. So that was his father, and his brother is a pelotari. I think that's more clear.
Very, very, very typical from that area.
Pelota vasca player.
Sí.
So he did that, and Julian Lopetegui says that he was the oveja negra, the black sheep.
The black sheep
of his family, because and we say that in English, the black sheep. He was the black sheep of his family because he liked football as well. So again, it's a really good article from The Guardian. I recommend you read it, and it's interesting. Lopetegui talks about the situation at Spain, how he lost his job there, what went wrong and all that. Very, very good interview with Sid Lowe, the English journalist who lives in Spain. So some really good reading material for you there. Get onto the Guardian website and read.
And it's very fun to read it.
Yeah, I know, and you can practice your Basque pronunciation as like me. You can be as good as me at pronouncing in Basque. Anyway, we don't really have too much time left, so we're going to close the programme, as always, by giving you the clues for next week's Mystery Player.
Mystery Player.
Okay, clue number 1.
Clue
Ruben.
number 1. Possibly, I didn't say possibly, I think it's the best, but the best player in the history of his country.
There are one or two others.
You're
that are
not,
close.
don't you agree?
There was one other player. I mean, I could give away the country that he's from. There was John Charles was another good player, but he was in the 1950s. He played for Juventus.
Wow.
He was a really
Man.
top player. But in terms of titles and things, no, it's this guy.
Okay.
It's this guy. I didn't really see John Charles playing. It was before my
Okay,
time.
we are going to share in the video the image.
Yeah, that's it.
Eh?
So that's clue number
Because-
1. Possibly the best player in the history of his country. In the opinion of Ruben, probably the best player in the history of his country. Number 2, he's a one-club man. He's a one-club man. Solo juega en un equipo.
Solo juego en un equipo.
Y
And we have a picture on video.
Yeah.
You can go to Twitter, you can see the photo, and Cristiano Ronaldo knows who is the player.
Exactly. Ronaldo's talking to the
Because
player.
he's pointing at him.
That's it, yeah. It looks like he's giving him into trouble, echándole una bronca.
Sí,
Looks
sí,
like he's
sí,
giving
sí.
him into
Además,
trouble.
when you pointing at someone, it's a sign of
Aggression.
aggression, no?
My mum and dad always told me not to point at people.
Don't point at people. No se señala.
It's rude. It's rude.
It's rude.
Maleducado. It's rude to do that. But in football, you can do whatever you want.
It's a young Cristiano Ronaldo.
Very young, yeah. He looks about
Very
20
young.
there. Yep. Very good. Number 3.
Number
Ruben.
3, he holds the record for the most assists in Premier League history. Wow.
Incredible.
He's a legend.
Yeah, no, an absolute Premier League legend, yeah. Notice how we say to hold the record, for tener el récord, like hold.
Hold
like-
es mantener.
yeah, exactly.
Yo con hold siempre tengo problemas para decir, ¿para qué lo uso? Porque es como mantener cualquier cosa. Hold something,
Llevar.
llevar, mantener.
I'm holding my mobile phone, for example, just now.
Exactamente.
If you're watching me in the video, I'm holding my
Hold.
phone. You hold a record for tener el
Mantener
record.
el récord también.
That's it.
You hold the record.
So he holds a record for the most assists in Premier League history. Clue number 4. His playing career lasted for 24 years. So 24 years in the same club as well,
Not
which
bad.
is amazing. Amazing.
Not
yeah.
bad.
I think I'm 28 next month, or in 2 months. So a long time, basically.
Yeah.
Very good. Last clue, Ruben.
How many Premier Leagues do you think he won? I'm going to tell you. 13.
Premier League.
13.
There's only one team that has that kind of record, okay? So that's a big clue. He won 13 Premier League titles, although he was part of a group of players who had a similar kind of record, an amazing generation of players of this particular club. If you think you know the answer, of course, you can write to us on Twitter at speak_football_ and let us know who you think the mystery player is. Those of you who are watching us on YouTube, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed our photos and our images and things like that. Those of you listening to us on the radio, remember, stick around for the next hour to listen to La Hora Extra with Richard Balgan. And any questions, any at all, write to us on Twitter. We'll try our best to get back to you as soon as possible. That's all we've got time for today's show. Thanks for joining us as always, and we'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.